And while we were off the air, I asked Choma, what skill do you have? And just reply me the way you did reply me.
No, I'll add my reply to the rest.
No, don't do this to me on
Okay, now
global
what's the skill?
television. All right, I have several skills, and I think a skill
Reply me the way you replied me.
No. A skill is something that you realize that you have special abilities in or that you can do. And I highlighted a few skills. I like reading.
No, like skill.
I skill read. I skill talk. I skill cook. Yeah, and I skill sing as well.
Uh-huh.
She's has special skill looking for trouble.
No.
I highlighted skills in that.
But, you know, in talking about the
goodness.
topic, like you said, skill enhancement, you know, the thing about skill is the fact that you notice that, oh, when I do this thing, I kind of like do it well. But it doesn't just stop at noticing the fact that, oh, I know how to sing, or I know how to dance, or I know how to communicate to people. I'm a good communication expert.
You need to nurture it.
Yeah, there's got to be some nurturing, all right? Just like the way, oh, you realize that I'm good in communication. Every time I say something to some people, they want to buy it. I have good marketing skills. So what do I do to ensure that not only are the skills, you know, taken to the next level, they're also profitable, because skills are also supposed to be profitable for you. You nurture your skills to the point where your marketing skills become so profitable that there's nothing that you can't sell. You can even sell yourself, you know, just by communicating. So reading the right books.
You can sell songs to Sophia.
You know, just like, okay, let me use her as an example. One skill that is profound is her singing skills, music skills. And now those skills didn't just stay dormant. You have to grow it. Now you can tell someone who has nurtured his or her skill in that area, when a song is brought, you can tell, oh, this is what the harmony should sound like. This is what the drummer should play. You have an idea. Not everybody has that enhancement in that particular skill, but it's something you must diligently do to yourself.
Develop.
You must develop it, just like the scripture says, "Seest thou a man who is diligent in his ways? He will stand before kings and not me, man." And diligence has to do with hard work. There's got to be some workings, inner workings. It's not the kind of work you do. Everybody see, I'm enhancing myself for. You know, there's got to be some personal me time. There's got to be, that's why the word has been coined as self-development. I have to develop myself. I have to develop my skills. Now I'm talking, right? I never used to speak like this on television. I never used to present or communicate fluently. It's something that I had to go inward and begin to develop. I had to attend some trainings. I needed to go to some schools. I needed to read some books in how to communicate.
And you had to go to the street.
Yeah, I had to go to the street. You just have to gather from here, and here. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I think I finished the show. Like, you're actually done. But this is what it is when it comes to skill. You know, some people are naturally skilled in different things.
Yeah.
You have people that are naturally skilled in talking. People are natural leaders in that they have interpersonal relationship skills, that they're just able to communicate and have this oratory demeanor about them that makes people listen to them. It's a skill. Sometimes it's natural, sometimes it's learned. And the thing about today's topic is the fact that you're going to be able to identify your skill that is natural, and then you will now think about the process to develop the skills so you can maximize it properly to make profit and to help the society at large. Skills are important. I feel that they are part of the gifts that God gives us. The Bible says that every good and perfect gift comes from God. He gives us the skills to be able to do things that He wants us to do in this world. He gives us these skills and these talents for us to be able to fulfill our purpose on earth. You could be good in so many things. You find out that some of us are multi-skilled, multi-talented.
Yeah.
It's also a gift from God. So how do you excel in them all? David was a shepherd. He He was a singer,
As an instrumentalist.
instrumentalist, and
king.
he was the king. And so we have some of us like that we can do if we decide to focus on any one of them. I remember when I was coming up in school then, it was like something that I used to do per time because when the money is never enough, when the money they give you from home is never enough. So I went to makeup. I used to do makeup for people that were going for parties. I would just do their makeup and they'll pay me, and that was how I made extra cash in school. And it was something that I thought, maybe I should look into this until the Spirit of God said, no, go this way. But it's something I do for people. Even when I came into ministry, I was doing it for a while for our TV stations. I'll make people up. It's just in one corner. I didn't maximize it because based on what the Spirit of God wanted me to do, it was not in my lane. But I could have, and it would be something.
It's a skill.
There are other ones you learn. You learn how to cook. You learn how to, there are some people that when they cook, it's not just cooking. It's not the way we cook at home and you eat. It's an art. It's a wonder. You look at it and you're like, what is this? You first admire it because you're wondering, should this thing go inside me and just go away like that? Because they put in so much skill and talent into it. So how do you maximize these things and ensure that it's not just something you say, I can do it. But when they call you, they can call you a name. Oh, this person is a chef, or it's a singer, or it's a motivational speaker, or something. You know, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I understand that we have Kelechi Anyalechi who's joined us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to have you on our program yet again. This time you've joined us virtually. Let's start this way, Kelechi. What is skill enhancement?
Well, the word skill enhancement, I think, is just self-explanatory. And by that I mean, you're just talking about finding ways to develop the skills that you already have, you know, whether they're personal or abilities or competencies that are available to you per time. But it's that conscious process of developing those skills over a period of time.
How do you do those things?
How you do them depends on the kind of skills that you want to develop. But basically, I think it starts from a state of self-awareness.
Okay.
And by that, you're aware that I have this skill or this skill set, as it may, and I'm aware that I can remain at that level at every time. So I have to be able to start from there and know how to do them. It may have to be a question of change of attitude or an approach, or it could be change of knowledge, or the technical disposition as regards to it. So there are several ways through which one can be able to develop the skills. Sometimes skills are even developed by practice.
Okay.
So the more you are able to work out that skill, you are developing it on the go.
Amazing. Now, you talked about development of the skills. Let's take it back a notch by identifying. You know, sometimes we've have topics like this, and we're saying to people, look, you can identify your skills, you have to develop your skills, but how can I even identify something that nobody else is seeing? I have to first of all see that this skill is what to be called a skill in the first place, because sometimes some things are skills and people do not even know that it is a skill. So how can I identify a skill by your definition?
I'll start it from the beginning. And the first place to start from has to be from God. God created you, and He knows your best fit. He knows the skills and the gifts and abilities and talents that He has given to each and every one of us. So you have to start from the source. And that's the first and the most important process to start with, because I know that people can give you 10 steps identifying the skills and all, which is good, but it's not always the most effective. So it starts from there. By the guidance of the Holy Spirit, you are able to see the skill sets and the things you should do. And as a Christian, you also serve in the house of God. The house of God gives you an opportunity to also showcase some of the skills that you are able to use today. I'll give a very simple example. When I was on campus, I was on the fellowship, and I was very committed in the fellowship. Many things I learned regards program management, events management, project management. I learned those things from being in church because I was involved in programs and things that needed to be done. I started through the sales system, and I was able to learn even as simple as writing reports. So, these things start from there. Then also, there are other areas. As you're growing, there are early discovery. You're looking at the things you have some level of interest in, the things you don't really struggle with. Because the truth is, they will always show itself, or flash, if I'll use that word, while you're growing up. People, so it's very important, and that's something you can do. And today we're encouraging parents, and other people to find how you can identify some of these skills for your young ones and all. So these are some of the ways you find that you're not struggling with it. There's a lot of interest, there's a drive, in doing some of those things. And you are able to find some of those skill sets that are natural with you that you can now start honing and developing per time.
All right.
Okay, so I have a question that I want to ask. Um, what are strong and soft skills? For example, I gave you an example of how in school, I knew how to do makeovers for people. I could sing. I could do some other things I learned at home, like bake and cook and other stuff. And then I focus now on media and singing. Um, for example, if I say I want to talk about hard, soft skills, how do I place all these my skills now? And what are the core differences and how do I develop them?
Okay. All the skills you mentioned are hard skills.
Yeah.
Another word for hard skills are
Technical.
actually called technical skills.
Okay.
So your ability to sing, your ability to cook, to do the makeover, these are technical skills. The soft skills are personal traits and habits that you will now need to aid those technical skills. And this is where some people have a lot of issues, even in growing and honing their crafts or whatever it is that they do. So they focus, let me use makeup for example. They learn how to do the makeup, but they don't develop the soft skills around how to make them very successful, even when they start a makeup business. So that's where the challenge is. So things like your relationship management, that comes under soft skills.
Great.
Financial management on how to work around that makeup business is a soft skill. Good communication skills is a soft skill that would help that technical skill. So most of the time, even in thinking across all these things, understanding the business of your skill or that thing you are doing is a soft skill. So the leadership traits. So all the traits and around those areas, integrity is a soft skill.
Like behavioral patterns are soft skills.
Thank you. Behavioral traits and patterns that you can use to develop the technical skills.
Fantastic.
So we must, each time we talk about self-enhancement, it's always good to drive both the technical skill and the